Well, all right, y'all. Let's jump straight into this thing, shall we? Ooh, wee. So, welcome to It's Pudding's Tea. I'm your host, Pudding, of course. And with me, I have my wonderful co-host, the charming, the bright, the accountable, Mr. Curry. Y'all give it up, for Mr. Curry. Y'all give it up, Mr. Curry.
Yo, what's good? How's everyone doing? Y'all know I love my intros.
Ah! I made it. I did good. I did good. I didn't laugh. I'm
I
getting better.
like that way, yeah. It never gets old, I tell you.
Like it really don't do it. Like it really.
It really don't.
Like I enjoy doing it. I really do. I don't think anyone does introductions like this like better than me. You know what I mean?
No, nobody does better intro.
So y'all, welcome to episode 10 of season 4. So today we're going to go over the great debate. So I know Miss Kirby waiting on this one, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
You know y'all know he's waiting on this one. So today's debate is about America, US of A. Is America broke or not? That is the question. So my vote is that we're not broke, and Mr. Curry says otherwise. And I
We
said that I
broke.
I used to I used to think that I used to think that up until this year, where I changed my mind, and I said it's false. It's all
This year.
yeah, this year. Yep, it was this year. I came to terms of thinking like I think it's a big hoax. I think it's a scam. I think it's a lie, because this is how I look at it. Right,
Mm,
I feel as though that there was just a group of people that technically are a family, you might as well say. And each
mm-hmm.
family, of course, go off and make their own family, right? So it branches out. Because if you look at any brand of anything that you buy, whether it's organic, whether it's healthy or not, it all traces back to like three or four, maybe five different brands that technically branch off into all of these other things. It's like it pretty much goes back to the same people, right? You can trace all this
Right,
back to the same people. So
right.
these people get together and have what, like, the United Nations meetings and stuff like that. Like it don't be no issues. Like, they be really getting along. I think they play a certain part or role so that their people won't get along. You feel me? Like these different countries and stuff like that. Because if you really think about it, you never see leaders getting into it. You see them; they could be in the same room with each other, don't have no words for each other, but their people are fighting. Anytime they
Very
go
true.
to war, it's their people that are fighting. Who's dying? Their people. These leaders, none of their families are involved. It's usually lower class. I'm sorry, it's usually lower class people that you see fighting these wars and things like that, right? People that they probably, look at as if you don't really count anyway. You're well, it's an actual term for it, but I'm gonna say disposable. It's a better word for it, but that's the word I choose to use today. You're disposable. Like, so these people really get along. Therefore, there is no owning each other. Like, I feel like China gets along great with us.
Oh, what? What?
I
What?
feel like everyone. I feel like everyone. Like, anytime. Like, I feel like the ones that know better know what they doing. They know what they got going on. Like, things are put in front of our faces on the news or on TV or whatever, or in the media, right? And then when you actually go to these places and speak to these people, like, for the longest time, even if, like, I'm not taking, like I said, I take away nothing away from no one's experience, but
Mm-hmm.
no one can take away from mine either. Like, the
Right.
whole thing where there are Africans who have issues with African Americans. I don't know where that came from, because I was overseas and I hung out with a whole lot of people from Africa, bro, and it was no beef. They didn't look down on me as an American. They didn't see me as being different because I'm African American. It was nothing like that. There was never any issues ever. Like, I didn't have one issue with anybody. So it's like they do paint this picture. They paint this picture like America's paradise. And when you hear people And like people are excited to hear about America, hear about where you're from and things like that. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get to where you at. I'm trying to move to where you're from. I like, trust me, you do not, bro, you do not want to go. Like, it's not pretty much not saying that you can't have a good time here. Cause I feel like as long as you go to the right place, you can have a good time anywhere. But don't let that stuff that they show you on TV program you. Don't let it, influence you in thinking that it's something that it's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it depends. Like it really does depend. And I'm like, I feel like the only people who don't get along or who have issues with each other is the ones that aren't, educated on how other countries work and stuff like that. Cause I really feel like they all get along, bro. It's business. I feel like it's all business. And it's like leading us to believe that we ain't got it. It's just part of that plan. It's just part of the system. Cause I really feel like they all get together and be laughing, having drinks, laughing at us.
I agree
Because
with
it's
you there.
it's been working for so long, bro. I'm like, they don't owe each other, bro. They don't owe each other. It's too much to go around. It's far too much to go around. And they're the only ones, mind you, it's more than enough for every one of us, but it's being shared with only 1% of us. So why would we owe anything? Because they want us to think that. They want us to think that. Like,
Well,
I still feel like there's no separation. I feel like there's no lines drawn between us and them. I think that's only amongst us as people and not them as leaders.
so when it comes down to the money of it, the money of it,
Hmm.
America has been broke since we had to borrow money for, what was it, World War II, I want to say. It
Right.
was, it was one of those wars where we had to borrow trillions of dollars from China to fund our part in the war.
So they
And
say.
since then,
So they say.
since then we have not been able to fully pay that debt back. Not only that, we had to come to terms with making an agreement that it pretty much in the long, ultimately said you can't just say pay me my money,
Hmm.
because if you do, then America no longer exists, because we don't have the kind of money to just say we're gonna pay up and the world's financial, the whole world's finances still be intact.
Hmm. But see, that's another thing though. Like, because technically we don't have money. It's supposed to be, which it hasn't been for a long time. It's supposed to be backed by certain resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of course that's how currency pretty much started. All you had was your resources or skills that you can offer someone, with the barter system. Pretty much like trade. My thing is though, nothing really has value. The only thing that gives it value is people. People give things value.
And the people have decided to give value to money.
Right. So, but
It's a
at the end
common
of the
thing that we can
day,
all pass around and share and say, if
but
I
we
give you
print it.
this, yeah, that's true, but you can't print too much of it because then the value of it goes down.
So they say. We really don't know though.
I mean, because
Like, we
because
really don't know what
if
they
I have
ship out.
if I have this one special piece of paper sitting in front of me right now, and nobody in the world has this particular piece of paper, that makes the value of this one particular piece of paper that much higher. Just like, a paint, the original Mona Lisa or something like that. There's only one, so the value of it is so much higher. But
Hmm.
if I have 50 billion, trillion, quadrillion of these things, it's like, I could walk outside and get one of these any day. Like, I
But
don't I don't want that for what
right,
I can give you. I can take two steps and get 50 of them. So
like,
we can't
bro,
just print more.
I think they still do. Because who's to say that they don't? Who's to say that's how it really goes? Like, don't get me wrong. They set up a pretty great system, but at the end of the day, It's whatever they tell us. It goes however they tell us it go, or however they've been explaining it. You know, over the past few whatever 100 years or so, I guess. Because
Hmm.
think about it. If you take, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you take an American dollar and you go
Right.
overseas, it means jack shit. It's not worth. It depends on, of course, it depends on where you go. But let's say, for
Right.
example, where I was, it took two and a half more of those to equal one of theirs, right? Because their currency was so high. So, like I said, it's people that give currency, you know, its value. Because if you go anywhere else, they can't do nothing with that. You would have to exchange it, and when you do exchange it, it's like a quarter in their money. Your dollar turns into a quarter just that quick, and it's nothing
Or
you
it's, or in
or
some cases
anybody
it's
else
the
can
other way
do.
around.
It's nothing you or anybody else can do. Or yeah, the other way around. You can go because what is it like? If you turn like isn't it worth more than like pesos?
Oh yeah.
Like if you get in pesos or whatever the case it be, like it's just different. So that's why I say it's up in the air, bro. It's whatever we say.
How
It's pretty
how are
because
we
why do we
always
have all of these different currencies? Why?
because everybody wants their own type of currency that
Because
represents their country and stuff like that. So we got their, they got theirs over there. We got
we
ours
got
over
ours over
here.
here,
They got
and
theirs
we
over
just
there.
passing
And to
stuff around.
say we're gonna make this equal, they came with a an exchange system in which, okay, so your your top set number that not a lot of people really know, but each country has like a quote unquote top number. Like we're not going to make more than this, and that's just going to be it. So
Uh,
we're a bigger country, so we're not going to make more than this, and that'll be it. And my number might be higher than your number because I have a bigger country. So that's more so why when you change it to pesos, it's like yeah, like $1 is like a lot of theirs because they're Americans just bigger, if you ask me. So,
I mean,
but at the same time, I'm like, we go bankrupt so much.
so they say.
We like
So
the
they say.
government gets shut down
So they
so
say.
much.
So they because they crooked. That's why, like, for bro, we all playing. Man, we playing make believe out here, bro. We playing make
We
believe out here.
broke.
Like, bro, like, what makes monopoly money different from real money? It's because no
The
one will
value that we
accept
put
it.
into it.
It's yeah, because no one added any value. Like, bro, you remember when? Listen, I love crystals, right? I love
Mm-hmm.
stones. I remember a time where they were stupid cheap, bro. They were mad cheap until more people started getting involved and started realizing the benefits of them. Now, now
Yeah,
you got people making a living off of selling them,
yeah.
and
Not
they appear naturally, like you know what I'm saying. They grow naturally, so it's like you you probably can't even really find them like that anymore either. You realize that too, like all of a sudden,
yeah. They were everywhere, and now it's like, where do you find them?
like what happened to that? Because they control the market. Once we give something value, the game changes. That's why I'm like the only reason why this whole little money system works is because we made it make sense.
Right,
We made it make
because
sense.
everybody wanted something common to pass around, and that's just to get the things that they want. And that one common thing that the world agreed upon was this thing called money.
Which it was honestly, I feel like someone probably had OCD when they came up with that concept because it's so organized. It's very well organized. It's like you're really giving someone an IOU because each note is supposed to actually represent resources, right? It's supposed to be
Right,
backed by a particular resource. My
right.
thing is resources fluctuate and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
They change quite a bit. So why doesn't our money change?
Well, the money doesn't change because It's, I mean, just like, for instance, gold.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Gold
only
goes up, goes down. It goes up more than it goes down, but it
Right, it
fluctuates.
goes up more than it goes down, but it mostly goes up more than it goes down because we're not getting or producing as much gold as people want. We can't, like, you
So
can't
they
just,
say.
come out of nowhere and just say, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna make some gold.
So
Boom.
they say.
It's a, it's a mineral.
I think they just be in control of all that stuff too. Like it's so many different ways to look at it. I just feel like it's just lies on top of lies. Like they got people and they still have minors. Like that's still a thing. Like there's no way.
Yeah.
Like and I know you have certain other resources that are controlled in other places too,
Mm-hmm.
which dictates like their particular type of currency.
Oil,
Um yeah,
nickel,
it's
copper.
like but this planet was created to house what I'm pretty sure is three times more than us because we don't utilize much of our land and space and all this other stuff. Like it's a lot of areas that we haven't covered, bro. It's a lot of areas that we stay
Man,
that they so called stay away from. It's like we're gonna all look. It was built for us. Like we're meant to be here. Therefore, nature is gonna always create and provide us with what we need. It everything goes together. Like it's so many
I,
details.
I disagree. I
It's so
feel
many
like we
details.
are raping this world of all of its natural resources to the point to where now the one big thing that people aren't talking about is why is it such a big thing to take trips to space to
Hmm.
look for other livable planets and stuff like that
Probably
because
for
they
them, not for
know,
us.
well, yeah, for the people who have the money to do so,
But this is the
because they
thing though.
know that we are tearing this world apart.
But
And
it
in
has
our
nothing to
greed,
do. It has nothing to do with our use of resources. It's the use of resources that aren't natural, and that, my friend, is killing the natural resources. That's what it is. We're murdering the natural resource. It has nothing to do with what we're partaking in because it's an abundance of resources. Like the
I
the
mean,
planet
because
was
you
built
can
for
mine
that.
out an oil well until there's no more oil there. Oil is made from fossil fuels.
Right.
When there's no more fossil fuels in that area, meaning that all of the matter that was once dead there and had pressurized and stuff and turned into oil. Once it's all gone, it's all gone.
Well, yeah, from that particular area, yeah, but that doesn't mean that there's other areas, and you just have to give that time to replenish itself.
With
So you
what? Our
still can you
body?
can still go to other areas and find oil. It's like I don't feel like that's the issue. I feel like we're killing the planet with all this other synthetic stuff and all the low vibe interactions that we're having. It's just so many things that's playing a part in killing natural, like that. Some animals, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to go extinct because maybe their time is just up. But a lot of things that are happening and a lot of things that are going away, I feel like it's because we're not living the way we're supposed to. We're not taking care of this planet like we're supposed to. It's just like a garden. Your garden will be fruitful and be good to you no matter how much you eat from your garden, no matter what you do. It's just a point of taking care of your garden though. Like
But
if you it's
you're
not
not
going to
taking
take care
care
of
of your
itself.
garden. Yeah, but you're
You
not
say,
taking care of your garden if you're continuously digging it up and putting bird houses all over it.
but that's true. And all these unnatural pesticides or whatever case may be. But that's what I'm saying. You have to a little TLC. It has to have TLC. Like you can't just be out here doing the most. And that's what
Every
we're
time you get a
doing
little
though.
baby carrot, you gotta pick it right up. You gotta pluck it right up. Every time you get a little baby carrot, you gotta pluck it right up. Imagine that baby carrot is like the oil that the world produces. Every time you get a little bit, you gotta pluck it right up, pluck it right up. You can't just let it just
But they were,
chill.
but it's like, why would they go and do that? Right? It's because of what? Because of the damn SUVs and the vehicles that we got
Because of
that's
our
polluting.
greed.
because it's polluting this planet,
Our greed is killing this planet.
and we're using the oil for stuff that we don't technically need. Cause we can have solar cars, we can have electric cars. Like we don't need to take so much from our planet, and just to on top of that, not only are we taking it, but we're not giving back to it for it to replenish. We're not doing that. There's
And this
no
is true.
TLC. There's no tender loving care. We're putting it inside of other things. We're using it towards other things that we have an abundance of that we don't need. Like all you see every time you go to a car dealership, they stay having cars. Like they got more cars than they do people. Like it's
This is
peculiar to
true.
me. It's
This is
peculiar
true.
to me. Like you're
And
creating things and you're using you, and it's true. Like I get what you're saying as far as like the greed part. Like I get that. I'm just like, but there is still like if we were living the way we're supposed to be living and treating this planet like we're supposed to, then it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be as bad. Like because this planet, everything works together. And right now we're not. It's like nature's doing its part. We're not doing ours. We're
and one of the
killing it.
biggest countries and one
We're
of the
killing
biggest
our planet.
countries killing this planet is America. Why? Because we're greedy. We have to have everything so quick, so fast, right then and there when we want it. Like,
I don't know if we're the worst though because you got
no,
people
we are not the worst.
because you do got other countries that are far more advanced than us, bro. I mean,
I mean, advanced, yeah, but I mean, advances could be good and bad depending on how you look at it. But
no, I
I
mean
feel as
I'm talking
though
about on
America
the
is greedy.
I'm
America
talking
is
about on the
greedy.
on I'm talking about on that particular spectrum as far as greed and using shit that's polluting our environment. Like, cause all of the stuff that we so called love and adore is being overused. To be honest, it's like we're addicted.
We
It's like we
charge.
have an
Get into
addiction.
our national parks. Come on.
Like we really have an addiction to just things, to things, and we don't realize everything that goes into that. Like we'll chop trees all day to build stuff, but not too many people around here planting trees either.
Because we
It's
need
like you
those
keep
trees we need those trees to make more money because we broke.
so it just we ain't broke. First,
We
because
broke.
you know they
We so
technically
broke that we're just gonna mine up the whole world and to keep
everyone.
trying to put more money in our pockets because we broke.
So pretty much what you're saying. Okay, so what it seems like is that they're planning on leaving. They probably already know how to leave, but they plan
Yeah,
pretty much after they
yeah, they're
suck
planning
this
on
this
leaving.
planet dry. This planet has been
Exactly.
here.
This planet's
We'll
gonna get
go,
sucked dry.
bro. We'll go before that happens. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh
The
yeah, we'll
planet
be
get rid of
gone.
us before that happens
We will be
because
gone, but our grandkids will be
no,
in
no.
like
I
our
mean
great
Our
humans.
grandkids or our great grandkids?
oh humans
I'm saying
before
like
we start
humans
the planet
in
dry?
general.
Oh
Like
no 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 no
we'll
no
be
no no.
gone. We'll be gone before that happens
Oh
because
no.
this
Mm-mm.
planet
What's the
has
deal?
been here longer than humans have been on it. So this planet not going for that. Earth ain't going for that. Earth will get rid of us before it lets us kill it. I'm telling you right now. Or at least
We will be the victim of our own demise.
kind of yeah, because even though there are unknowingly participants, it still counts. It still counts, and they know that. They know that they'll probably get tripped the shit out. Once they tell you the truth, they'll get tripped the shit out you or gaslight you. One out of two or both. I'm going for the latter. And you will feel a sense of guilt because it's too many. First of all, it's too many of us that feel this way, and we're not doing nothing about it. Not talking about us though, because technically us making this podcast is us doing something about it.
Right.
So we're doing our work. We're putting in the work, trying to help everybody, realize a few things. You know what I'm
Sure, I said
saying?
America broke.
America's not broke. America's not broke. There's no way. Like, bro, anyone have you've seen the care packages that people get when they move here sometimes? Some people, not everybody, but like it's easier for other people on the outside to make businesses and all kind of other stuff. It's so much money out here, bro.
You-
It's so because they're taking. How
What?
can they be broke? They're taking the money from us.
They're not taking the money from us. They're doing the things that we don't want to do.
Like, bro, every
People,
cent it's
like people,
going back. Every time you spend money, it's going back to the same people who are in charge of this country. It's not.
exactly.
Where else is it
But
going?
just because those people got the money, don't mean that America got the money. It's those people, just like you said earlier. Certain families that are producing, that are making all these things that we want and need. They are the ones who, be sitting in these rooms, having a little, coffee and a cigar,
But what are they
just talking
doing
about
with the money?
the next thing that they're gonna make to get more of our money. America is broke. Certain
Bro,
people,
America not broke.
certain people are rich certain people are rich in America,
Let's
but
think about it for a
America
second.
as a country, we are broke.
If that's the case, then the world is broke.
We can't support our we can't
If
support
that's
our
the case,
teachers. Businesses come up and then they
no,
go down, and then they
it's
come
not a
up
can't.
and then they come down.
It's a won't. It's a won't.
Of course, you're not going to support your teachers. You're not going to support your teachers because you don't feel as
Why
though
would they
the
support education when you make a better, uneducated person makes a better slave?
there you go.
You make a better slave. We don't need for you to teach them. They don't need to know but so much. We just need them to get used to these hours, get used to their lunch break. So when they graduate, they can get into this working field. Period. You just need to
Because
teach them how to work. Ain't nobody said nothing about them writing and counting. And
we need we need you to be
like
good
that's it.
enough to flip these burgers so that
That's
you
it.
can make my meal. We need you to be good enough to make my next car that I'm gonna buy. I need you good enough to aim and shoot a gun at our enemies. So you don't need to learn much.
It's like we
So
and for the ones that slip through the cracks, we're gonna give you a better position as a slave. You're in the house now. You're just a house slave. Like if you're behind a desk, you may be getting paid a lot more money. You work for a little corporation. Um, and you instill like you still like listen, it's either way it goes. Either you're gonna get a better position as a slave or a lower position as a slave. Like that's just pretty much it. You're all slaves. Because at the end of the day, the person that's really in charge ain't even really in charge. It's really a guy above him. And
the
they just
money
need
gets
that person to
funneled right
oversee.
back up to the top.
Cause it's like, why would we step down from our comfort zone when we could just have a better slave in charge of all the other slaves?
America as a country is broke.
So you saying the people is broke, not the country?
No,
Is
I'm
that what you're saying?
saying
I'm saying that certain people have money. Certain people are allowed to think that they have
A
money,
lot of money.
but as a country, as a complete whole, we don't got it. We
Of course
don't
not.
got it.
So
If it
yeah, I
comes
can.
down
Okay,
to
now
if it
from
comes
the
down
people
to
standpoint, yeah, because we
if
lack the
it comes down to
knowledge.
where this money's gonna come from, like where's this money? Like, for instance, if we end up having to go into another war, like another world war, which I personally do see happening, unfortunately. If we end up having to go into another world war, wars cost money. Wars cost a lot
They
of money.
created the war.
Do you know what happens
What
to
do they do with the money? What is
they
it? What
put
are
it
what are they doing? Like what
the
are they doing?
the money for these wars goes into more bullets, more guns,
No,
more
I mean
armor.
besides that, besides all of those things, right? I'm like, what is their goal? Because they control the money. They control the money already. Like that goal is accomplished. They control the people. They control the money. They control the food. They control the water. They control electricity. Any means of living, they control it already. So what is their goal?
whose goal?
Their goal.
Like the
Them.
government school
Yes. Them. Those people. Oh my
to prove
goodness.
to prove that they're bigger and better than the next place.
I don't know. I think that's a
If you
pretty decent
disagree with
question.
what I think, then guess what? You're either gonna get down or you're gonna lay down. And I'm willing to put all my pennies into this bucket, and all of the people behind me, I'm gonna take their pennies and put it into this bucket too, just to make sure that you know that we have bigger guns, we have better armor and all this other stuff. If we end up going to war, everything, like, I can guarantee if you end up going to war, they're gonna make it look like, you're staying home from work for your safety, or
Hmm.
we're shutting down the banks, to protect the people and stuff like that. They're stopping themselves from having to pay you to do your job, so that they can take the money that they would be putting into your pockets and buy more bullets and more armor and more ships, so that they can go and be big and bad, towards another country and stuff like that. You can't
I don't know. It's
live a
odd.
decent you can't live a decent life while a war is happening. And it's not because of the fact that, like I said, they're trying to protect you or something like that. Like what? I can't do my work from home job while war is going on. I mean, if a bomb's gonna hit, a bomb's gonna hit. Whether I'm flipping burgers at KFC, or whether I'm sitting in the house watching the war on the news, because you said I couldn't go to KFC to make my dough,
To bake my bread.
if a bomb's gonna hit, a bomb's gonna hit. So, with that being said, I'm like, why are they stopping you from working during a war? It's because they need that, instead of passing around the money that would normally be passed around, they need that to to fund this chaos.
I
They
think that's the
can't
whole
fund the
point.
chaos on their own
I
because
think
they
that's the
don't
whole
got the
point.
money.
I
They don't
think
got
it.
the money to fund the chaos on their own.
I
So they
think it
need
boils
your
down
money.
to. I think it boils down to chaos. I don't think it has anything to do with the money and all that other stuff. Because it's like to me, they're pushing too hard for money and control to be the end game. I don't think. I don't. I think that's me. Maybe like one step below what their main goal is. I think they have a particular agenda that involves us more so than anything as far as material or anything. Anything materialistic, because they've been doing this and they have been finessing for quite some time, and but they don't seem pleased. And now you talking about going off planet? What are you, bro? Ain't nobody that bored. It
We're
can't
going
be
off
out of
planet
boredom.
because we can't stay here. Because we're going
Who
off
can't
planet
stay here?
because of us.
Who can't stay?
To be honest, we can't stay here. The regular citizens of any country, we can't stay here because we we can't stay here because we just can't stop. We can't stop
We
our
could,
own greed.
we could, because it was taught. This is learned behavior. Like all this
we,
stuff
we have the
is learned
physical
behavior. It's
ability to, yeah.
survival. Like everybody's in survival mode. Like the moment people realize, because first of all, they already know. It's just that a lot of people just feel like they can't change anything, which is kind of true by yourself. Like we really do have to get together in order for things to change, because we control everything. Because it's not that many of them. We outnumber them on any given day. One state outnumbers them on any given day. So
People wise, yeah.
so we could, we have it in us to do so and to turn everything around and just stop. Like, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that we still can't live our own lives and still enjoy the things that we enjoy. And I think maybe that's another thing too, because people don't know what to do if things do change. But the thing is, like, we did do this at one time. It's just that they pretty much erased that from history.
Right.
And it don't take long, bro, because all you have to really wait for is what all you gotta do is lie to somebody for about 2 generations and they're fine. It's people right now in their own, like I said this before, people in their own families that don't even know the truth. They don't, and then they end up finding out later on or never find out at all. Like, so it ain't hard to hide stuff from people, but it's like when you know better. you do think differently, and then you do look at things, in a different fashion. It's a lot of people just don't know. It's like they're just used to the way things have been going. Cause all you gotta do is do it for what, about 100 years. That's it. You wait out 100 years. You pass this down to your next generation and letting them know to pass down the lies that you've told, so that they can continue to live whatever life they want to live and be rich and whatever the case may be. It ain't even got nothing to do with the power of it, because I'm pretty sure not everyone in their family agrees with what they do. But it's just a matter of repeating the same thing over and over again. Because a lot of people, they just don't know no different. Like when you had your elders coming up, right? They
Mm-hmm.
tried their best to pass down what their wisdom, because they knew better, because it was a different time. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what each generation also, you know, points out, is that we grew up in a different time. Like they're really quick to point that
Very
out.
true.
As they should. As they should. That's a natural that but see, that's a natural occurrence. So if you've been living a lie but you don't know it, and it's been what it is, it is what it is, as far as, your history goes, right? You only
Mm-hmm.
pass down what you know. You only can do the best that you can. It's like me, when I have children, they're gonna automatically believe something different because I believe something different, and I'm gonna pass down certain things to them. So when they're in school, they may have friends or whatever that, like, what, because their parents didn't teach them that. So they
My
look at
kids are
you
gonna
like,
know.
huh?
My
My
kids
kids
are
gonna
gonna
know the
know that.
truth.
My kids are
The
gonna know that
truth.
this country is broke.
No, but they gonna know the truth. They gonna just know
Gas
the truth,
prices
bro.
go on
This is
every day.
all
The
based
cost of
on lies.
the cost of food goes up every other day.
Like this country's name, not even what it's not even named what, we're probably not even on the map where they say we at. Only thing we do is go by what they say. Bro, all the flights I done took, we never went the other way. We've always went, we've always went like that way. I don't know how to explain. Okay, so we always went, say for example, we always went east, but we never traveled like west. So I'm like, no matter where you go, most of the time you'll go east just to end up south. And I'm like, why they just didn't go straight south? Like, I don't get it. Like the way that they operate, or the stops that you have to make before you go to your destination, is also because it, to me, it's like they're taking you out the way. So I'm like, why are we flying all the way up there just to come down here? Why we couldn't just fly straight to there, or fly here then go there? Like it doesn't make sense to me. So it's a system that's set up, and anybody else would just tell you, well, yeah, that's because of this, or it might be because of the flight plans, or it might be because of this. I don't want to hear none of them excuses that they don't fed you. I don't want to hear none of this shit. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. And it's pretty much, it's pretty much to me just lies that's been passed down for generations. That's pretty much it.
It's the
But
network.
but people feel it though. People feel it in their heart. People feel it in their bones. They just know that it ain't right. But then you got other people who feel like it's fine, it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So it keeps the lie going. It's just a bunch of lies, bro. It's just a bunch of lies. That's it. That's pretty much
and
it.
they
And
and they
it,
lying to us about the fact that they broke.
yeah,
Why
yes,
why do we have to pay so much more for food per day?
yes. Cause like, what changed about this damn carrot, huh?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Why is
Like
this carrot two more
it's
dollars, bro?
right. The cost of that one carrot has gone up, further and further every year. The
I'm
cost
like, what
of
the,
this
bro?
lettuce has gone up further and further each year. The cost of gas has gone
The
up
cost of
further and further
everything goes up 10%
because
every
it
year.
costs because it costs so much more money to produce these things because they
Because
can't produce them fast enough.
it's because that, and probably because the price going up for the seller too. So the price has to go up for the buyer. Cause then the seller over here selling food and can't even eat none. Like, bro, cause they can't afford it. Like if the cost of living goes up, then the cost of my product has to go up.
Right.
If
So the cost
if
of everything is going up, but why is the cost of everything going up?
so it can make so we can be more docile. It's pretty much to gain more control. You get more control. Like, think about it, bro. We're so busy. Have you ever seen a busier damn time? Everybody is super, super busy. You can see it in the restaurants. You can see it online. You can see it like in the 90s. We used to hang out. We used to have a good time. Not no more. Everybody busy. Everybody run by bills. You can barely have a one house income at this point. Hold on, wait a minute. Was it one house? I think you know you can barely have a one spouse income. Excuse me. You can barely have a one spouse income now. Shit, now
Right.
you got everybody got to work in the house.
Yeah, everybody got to work.
Everybody got to work. Guess what though? If that was my plan from the beginning to make y'all my slaves, now I've built the system to the point where everybody has to be a slave. Think about it.
So
My
you think that
plan is just working.
a country full of slaves is a rich country?
No, it has nothing to do
No,
with that.
that's a
That's
rich
what are you
person.
talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that America is still broke.
I'm talking about the fact that we don't owe China. That's a lie. I feel like we
Oh
don't owe
no, that is
nobody. I
no,
don't
oh
feel
no,
like,
that is
bro.
not a lie. That
I
is
don't feel
not
like
a lie.
nobody. Listen, I don't feel like nobody owes nobody because they all cool with each other, bro. It's all a facade. Money itself is just a way to order things. It's also a facade. Time too. Like right now, it's a completely different time somewhere else. Like it's
Yeah,
it's only
because
it's only a structure that was taught to us that helps with what they wanted to do, and it's been successful for quite a long time. They want us to believe all these things so we don't question nothing. We want you to think we ain't got it. Yes, we owe China, so no, we can't do that. Can you fix these potholes out here, my G? Can you fix these? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we get grants? Why can't we go to school for free? Why can't we get medical care for free? Why do certain other places get to do this? There's countries where their people doesn't work at all, where they take
thank
care
you
of
for
their
helping.
people, where
Yeah, keep going, keep going.
people are way more involved in each other in family. In America, we're the only ones that believe that your kids got to be out by a certain age. Family not supposed to be around like that. Like we're the only ones to do that. Everybody else is more spiritually in tune as well, and they have more love and more. Bro, if you go somewhere and they have each group has their different, foreigners. We're the only ones that really don't take up for each other like that. We don't look at each other like you're American, I'm American. To them, that's how they look at us. It ain't black, it ain't white, it ain't none of that. They see us American. That's all they see. American. With their people, we're Indian. With them, we're Chinese. With them, we're Japanese. And they don't care if they ever spoke a word to each other. You're not about to mess with one of them when there's a group of them. It's not happening. It's not happening. You will get jumped. I don't care how docile you think those people are. They will stand together as a group. They will petition so fast, bro, you will get hurt. We're not like that. We're not built like that because everybody's taught different things. But they actually fought to keep their shit and keep their history as long as they could. Some
Yeah,
things got fuddled duddled in the middle.
when you have a country that works together that well to the point to where college can be free, healthcare can be free,
This exists in places. Like this really does, and it's like, bro,
that is a rich country.
but that's no. See, that's the thing though. It's about it's different. That's because they have different morals and principles,
They're
and
able to
those
put
particular
more.
people made that particular decision. Like,
Yeah, they're able to make it to where nobody has to pay for healthcare or nobody has
okay,
to pay
so
for college because they're able to do this because they got more money. They have more currency to put into those places
it's not
because
that they
they work
have.
together.
It's not. I don't think it's because they have more or less. I think it's just because they choose to. Because we rich as hell over here. They just don't choose to share with us. Period. They
I
just
mean,
don't choose to share with us.
because I mean,
Those countries
I mean,
choose to share with their people.
even though the healthcare system, like even though free healthcare in Canada, for instance, even though Canadians have free healthcare, I mean, the doctor still has to get paid. that money has to come from somewhere. It comes from
Yeah,
the government.
because
It comes
their
from their
government
government
or their leadership chooses
to put
to
to
not
put
rob
money
them.
into right. So the doctors and the nurses and
But
the
it's not that they're
LPNs,
rich
They're
and
still
that
getting
we're
paid.
poor. It's not that they're rich and we're poor though. It's because they made that choice. Our people just don't
but
make that
then
choice.
but again, you can't just create more money because if you just keep printing and printing and printing and printing and printing,
But
then your
that's
money
the
Becomes worthless.
but see that's the thing though. The money doesn't really exist that way. It really doesn't have value. We give it value. We give it value. So that's the difference. It's not even about them printing it. It's about them having a better system in place. They choose not to feed us, or when they do feed us, they give us this. They got all this poison in it. They choose that. That was a choice. That was a bona fide choice. Like they have that ability to do so because they took over.
we do not have the ability to have free healthcare.
Like we could if they chose to
Oh
allow us to
no.
do so. It's
Mm-mm.
so they got too much control, bro. They got too much
We
control.
we don't have the
Think about,
money. America does not have the money to continuously pay doctors, pay all the nurses, pay
but
all the medical staff,
And not
if they
and not
provided
have to
us,
charge us,
if they
the
provided
common
us
people.
with healthier food, we wouldn't have to go to the doctor that often. It would be less people having to go to the doctor, but they don't want that
The
because they
healthier
can't
food
take
is
more
there.
from us.
The healthier food is there. You just have to pay more for it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too, though. They sneak some stuff in there too now. Research has shown that now they sneak some stuff in there. You think you eating vegetarian? It ain't all vegetarian. So that's what I'm saying. Like they sneak things in where they're not supposed to be.
But even if you take the same foods that they have in Asia or the same foods that they have in Canada, and you feed those, and, you provide those foods to the American people, if you just replace the foods, that's still not going to change the fact that some people still need to go to the hospital.
That's what I said. I said less people would go to the hospital. Less people. I'm one of those people. When I lived overseas, I was healthier. I had my life was completely different. My body was different. Anytime I came here and ate, I would get sick. Like my stomach would be messed up for like 2 or 3 days. I gained out. I was more prone to be obese over here. like, like I was the doctor's care, like all of these things, like the details that they did not go through, or the hoops they had me jump through here, made you not want to continuously go to the doctor. Over there, and the healthcare wasn't free over there for me, but over there, I still end up saving money because they were thorough. Like they really cared. They really took care of me. Like they really they really did their jobs over there. And they had healthcare like places all around the place. So they didn't lack for nothing. Like the food was healthier. It's certain stuff that they don't allow in their food. It's certain meats, stuff like that. Like it's certain things they just don't allow. So even with their drinks, their milk it was different over there. Their full milk over there, I could handle their full milk. It did nothing to me. Full milk over here is what I imagine giving birth feels like when I drink it. I can't have it. I cannot have it. But when I was overseas, I was in better shape. I had more energy, even though I was always tired because I worked so often. I still found it in me to go to the gym. Here, you can do. I'm working less hours here, and still didn't have the energy. It's like it just. Oh my god, it's different. It's like being when I get on that plane, it used to feel like I was going from one realm or a different world to a whole nother planet or a different realm or world. Like completely different because choices are made differently over there, and because their people don't go for that. They do not go for like their people are strong, bro. You are not getting but so much over their head. I still feel like as a world, we are still locked into a particular system though. But over here, bro, like America is like a petri dish, bro. And they just be trying different stuff out. Don't get me
Definitely that.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. You do have other places that have less than that are suffering. But that's why I said it's because of their government and their leadership and because of the decisions that they also make. I feel like it just depends on where you are and who's making the decisions. Because think about it, bro. Just think about this for a second. I know for me, I know it's clear to me. Like if you think about your family, right? And you know you have like friends of the family too, and they
Mhm.
got their families. All y'all come together. Y'all got this knowledge. Y'all got this power. Y'all put your best foot forward. Y'all end up making pretty much like a company that turns into y'all pretty much taking over the world, right? Which sounds crazy to people because they only see it in movies and cartoons, whatever. So when these particular people come into power and you start plugging in your friends, you start plugging in your cousins, you start plugging these people in, right? My country, I know for a fact, my country would be one of those countries where people are living good. Now, my family has a standard, and so I can't push it but so far. But I can at least do this much for my people. My cousin, on the other hand, I got a cousin who I know will probably run America the way it's being ran. I know that that particular family member don't give a damn. I know that, bro. I know this. So that's why I say it makes perfect sense to me. And then you having kids or whatever case may be, you having your children and you pass it down to them. Like, it doesn't seem far fetched to me. Cause I know my country, bro. Like, I'm gonna do the best I can for my people without it being, cause you still gotta stick to a particular standard or they probably gonna kick you out the family. They probably gonna disown you. So you can't do but so much. You can take care of your slaves, but it's still slaves though. Like you have to remember that that's the vibe I get anytime I travel. I just feel like some are just not as worse as others, but it's all still under the same umbrella because I have yet to research in any of those tied like any of those things that are tied together. It has nothing to do with like it's not separate. Is what I'm getting to. Like it's
Mhm.
not separate. It all ends up climbing that ladder to the same group of people. To the same group of people. Like I said, some may be nicer than others, making different decisions. But I feel like we need to take the world back. It ain't just this country. It's everywhere. Like we
No,
need to
no,
take our damn
I
world
agree.
back
I agree. There are
because
problems everywhere,
it's a
but
big facade. It's a
this
big facade,
particular country, this
bro. We don't
particular
even grow
country,
fruit here.
we grow oranges and
No, bro.
peaches
I mean,
and
like you should be able to. These trees that we have, all this damn pollen, like. And I seen a video. I seen a video. The girl like she was from the Philippines, and she was like, they don't have like she never had allergies until she came here. She was like, it's because we don't have any female trees like we supposed to, which they don't. They don't want us just growing fruit. Like naturally, we're supposed to have female and male trees that bear something. You may see a pecan tree here or a berry tree there or a plum tree there. But have
mm,
you ever noticed, like, first of all, like when I lived in the country, right? At my grandma's house. We had plum trees and berry trees all around,
Right.
but they never grew past a certain stage though. And I was like, and mind you, they are wild. So I'm like, why wouldn't they? Because anywhere else where berries or plums or fruit grows and it grows just wild and grows on its own, it's fine. It flourishes just fine. And I'm like, it's because they also spread shit in that air too. I was like, they don't because they'll be damned if they let you get free fruit. Like, bro, like they control so much. And it's like, bro, you ever seen a spot and you remember when it was just wilderness and now it's cut down, it's probably a Walmart or or vice versa. Like you or you'll see dirt here and it's something else. Like I feel like things change so fast that we forget what things were. And they take and change so many things and we fail to realize that we haven't even been here this whole time. We only in our 30s, so ain't no telling what they was doing to this planet 200 years ago to prepare for where we are right now.
breaking up.
So it's like I feel like once we realize that it was all intentional, I think that's when we'll start kind of making different decisions and trying to figure out together what we gonna do. What we gonna do? Because if we all get together, I mean everybody, if we get 30% of people in each state, you know what I'm saying? That's still a lot of people. If we all got together, like we're not doing this no more. Things got to change. How much you want to bet groceries will go down? Let's say we start with
whatsoever.
groceries. Let's just say we start with that. We're not producing shit else. I'm not going to no Amazon to work. I'm not going because they need us to work in all these places. We make the world go round. We do.
And this is very true.
We
They'll
make the
make
world
the
go round.
changes once it. They'll make the changes once it starts affecting their pockets.
Right. Once it started affecting them, it hit different. It hits different. Like we really do need to come together. And that's the thing. We don't have to do much at all. It's just that fear, bro. It's nothing like that fear of not having. People got that fear and it changes things. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you
Because
got kids, so you got to have that fear.
even if it's just you, it's still scary for your
You got to,
livelihood
like,
to be.
everybody got families and stuff. You got still got to provide for those kids. You
So
can't
you
not
can't just go on strike.
right. You can't just say I'm not going to deliver your goods.
And see, but that's the thing though, is it just keeps you trapped in the system. Like it keeps us trapped, bro. And you got some people they make it they pretty okay. Like their particular world that they're in, their particular reality or existence is perfectly fine. Like you know what I'm saying with the way, and I think that's also another thing is because some people aren't really affected personally, or at least they haven't noticed it. Because they do let some people slide through the cracks. And then, like I said, we do have other places who have it worse. And so we thinking, oh, thank God we don't have it that bad. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean we should settle for less though, because we are settling for less. Like it's too many people out here that are not happy. Way too many people. And it's like we just keep repeating the same thing generation after generation.
Because this nation doesn't have the money to make its people happy.
They got the money. They don't. You mean they don't want to share it with their people to make them happy? Because they don't need you happy. We don't need you happy. Who cares about a
Mhm.
slave being happy? When you got a
When,
slave in
when,
anybody that owns a slave or believes in slavery don't care about nobody being happy, bro. That's a different caliber of a person.
straight greed.
It's a different caliber of person. Like you do have some people that look at people as property or as a prop, just in general. Like we robots or something. Like we synthetic, and that's anybody. They will enslave anybody. They don't care what you are. You go to your little job training camp, which they call school, and they ship you out into the working force, and that's that on it. Because no matter what you really are doing, you're participating.
But so again, I ask,
If Massa has all the money, how is America rich?
What do you mean?
If if that one person who's calling all the shots, or that those two or three families who are calling all the shots, are the ones who got all the money, and meanwhile us, middle class or lower class people are, seeing nothing but rising prices to, put more money into the higher ups pockets and stuff like that. How 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 is America rich or not broke when its people can barely provide for themselves, or much less their families?
Okay, so I see what you're saying. So you pretty much saying that it has nothing to do with money in general. That's what I'm saying. So you saying from the people standpoint that the people are broke.
everywhere.
All of it.
I mean, kind of, yeah. The people,
America,
yeah. But you
America is
can't
broke.
say.
I
But
mean,
that's
now
not.
don't get wrong. Like, I still say that America as a country is still broke because we still owe China, and that
That's
that
why I said I
that
don't feel that
that
we
debt
don't
ain't
owe
going
China.
nowhere.
We don't
But
owe China. I bet you we don't. I bet you we don't owe China.
okay,
I
I'm
bet you
telling
we
you,
don't.
look it up.
Like, bro, Is
Look
it
it up.
possible if we have parts of this world that we own? You don't owe me nothing, bro. I'm not gonna charge you when I know what's up. Cause we got everything. I don't need that from you. Let's say you run
We
China,
do
bro.
not have everything.
What it no, listen to the position where I'm you gotta listen to the player role here.
Okay.
You're player B, I'm player A. I own America,
Mm-hmm.
you own China.
Mm-hmm.
We own everything. I own all of America, you own all of China. I
Mm-hmm.
not you gonna charge me for real, bro? You gonna charge me? Would you
Yes, because
bro, you
because you
whack,
know
bro.
what?
You
Because
whack,
you know
bro.
what? Back in the day, I
You
gave
whack, bro.
you. Back in the
You got
day, I gave
everything.
you.
What do
Yes,
you need?
because you needed help. You needed $20 from me back in the day.
No,
You
I
needed
really
20.
didn't
You
though.
needed $20.
I really
Yeah, you
didn't though.
did. You needed that $20 so that you can get that meal.
Cause it's a
Because
bro. We
because you
control food, bro. I don't need no meal. We control the food.
no, I'm using this as an example. Okay, so let
Okay,
me put it in the okay. So say
you
like
you
this.
got to play. You
Rem-
got to play your role though. You got to think. You got to think like
remember,
that.
remember, you got mad. You got mad with Russia and them. You
Okay.
got mad at Russia, but
Okay.
you didn't have enough pieces.
Uh
So
huh.
so you needed a couple dollars to get a couple pieces. So I was like, I bet I got you. I gave you a lot of
Okay.
money, bro. I gave you a
Okay.
lot of money to get those pieces, and you got all those pieces, and you went ham with them and everything. Like, yeah, you remember that day, but you
so
never paid me back for them pieces, bro.
so what you said is, even though we family, you still gonna charge me. Is what you
Yeah,
said.
because
Okay. See,
technically we
that
not
scenario makes
family.
sense though. That scenario makes sense,
Because technically we're not family. We're just people who work in the same office,
bro. We
so to
still
speak.
we family, bro. Keeping these secrets. We family. We got to be that close.
Oh
We ain't got no
no.
choice.
Oh
It ain't
no,
got to be. It ain't even got to be by blood. But what if it is by
you stepped
blood
on
though?
my toes too. Remember that one time where I had to come and I had to come and
But this is the
I had to
thing
lay
though.
down law a little bit.
But this is the thing though.
Pearl Harbor,
This is the
don't play with me.
this
I'm
is the
just
thing
saying.
though. Man, it's like playing checkers, bro. I don't even think they look at it like that. Cause I don't think they view people like that. What if they're not even
We,
people? What if they're
I'm
not
telling
people? What if they're not people?
we owe them,
But
and they know it.
I get that scenario. We don't owe them. They owe them. We
Right,
don't
like
owe
not.
nothing.
Yeah, that's why I say that's why I was
I
saying
can
as a
see that.
country, America owes China so
Right.
much money.
Cause they do use us as currency, technically.
Like
Technically.
we owe them so much that, like I said in the beginning, we owe them so much that
I'm not
we
paying
had
you
to come
nothing.
up with an agreement to
I ain't paying you
say,
nothing.
like, no, not to say that I ain't paying you nothing.
No, I'm saying I'm not paying you. I'm talking about me as the controller of America. I ain't paying you the jack shit. I'm not giving
Oh
you
well,
nothing. You'll be all
I
right.
can guarantee you can't
You
tell
gonna
me
want
that
something too.
because
You gonna
I'm
want
gonna tell
something
you
too,
right
bro.
now. If
You
you
gonna
come
want
to my
something one day.
face, if you come to my face and you tell me that you ain't gonna pay me nothing, then we're
I'm
gonna
not paying
have
you
another
nothing.
problem. Pearl Harbor #2.
You it don't wasn't Pearl Harbor, bro. That was I think that was Japanese, bro. It wasn't
It was
China.
it was well, it's gonna be China this time. Welcome Pearl
But
Harbor. You could make a movie out of it.
I'm like, it just don't seem like money has much like when you own the world, what's money, bro? What's money?
At this point, in which given the amount of power that we give to money, what we can't say what's money. Money is everything.
Eh,
This house is money.
So they
This
say.
this car is money.
That's
The
only
grass
because they
the
that's
grass
only because they want to
outside
control
is
who has
money.
it though. That's because they want to control who has certain things. Because at the end of the day, all this shit is free. It's all free.
Sure too.
Technically, it's supposed to be free. You ain't
This
supposed
house
to
ain't
charge
free.
nobody, bro. You're
This
not
car ain't
supposed to.
free.
You not no. That's only because they charge us for it, but you're not supposed to. Like,
Sure
bro,
too.
we live here. Where else we gonna live at? Where else humans gonna stay at? Like, you're not supposed to charge us to stay here, bro. Like,
Well,
this
you
that
could have made your own house, but you didn't. You had me make it.
But that no, it ain't. No, it ain't because that depends too. Because that depends. Where you going? What happened, Mr. Curry?
That's a good question.
Like, bro, did it? It never just. It never cut itself off ever.
I was going in on that little part right there.
Yeah, me too. We're like, bro, we started turning the heel. Let's go. Let's go. First, where you gonna put it at? That's what I was saying. Yo, I think see, I think they trying to mess with us, bro, because our episode has never just cut off by itself, ever.
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 And the whole time we've been doing this.
The whole time we've been doing this, it's never done that. So I find that peculiar. But yeah, that's for y'all to make
The
that.
truth
No,
is getting
see what I'm saying? But bro, you can't just build you a house, bro. Because that's
Yeah.
what you were saying. You can just go out and no, you can't. Because
Yep. You can
they
go
gonna
out.
either,
You
bro,
can
let me tell you
chop
something.
down your own trees.
They're
You
gonna
can
find
make
a
your own
way.
paint.
They're gonna find a way to charge you for something. For something.
What, the tools?
The land. Sometimes you got to get permits. Sometimes you got to get
Yeah.
approved to build things depending on what type of land you got or where your land is at.
There are people who go into the middle of the woods and just
Some,
build a house.
yeah, and what happens when they get caught? Because who land you on? That's what I'm saying. You can't just
Who
say
knows?
that, bro. It ain't that easy for people, bro. It's not that easy. Like, who knows how? Not everybody can just build a house, man. That's not
I mean,
something
you're
that you
right. Not
just.
everybody can build a house, but there are people who can build a house, and those
Of
people who
course,
can
there
build a
is.
house,
We
they
know
get
people.
paid to do it.
We know people in villages that live in villages that built their village. Like we get that part. Like we know it's possible. It's not that it's impossible. It's just the fact that you don't supposed to charge people for this for the normal everyday like life needed things, bro. Like lights and water. That is free. There's
You
more
get charged
water
for it. You
than
get charged for
land.
it when it. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right about that. But you get charged for it when somebody else has to do it for you.
Man, bro, it's because like we don't pay for water here, but in certain places they charge you for water, bro.
Right.
Like you have to pay to use water. You ain't getting no free lights either, unless you got
No,
solar panels, which some people find to be expensive. But they just not really making that available because at one point solar panels wasn't available like that. People ain't even know solar panels existed for quite some time. Like, but it's been free. Lights have been free since the beginning of time. Like they're charging us for things that they're not supposed to be charging us for.
They're charging you
for
for
the fact that they had to make it to where you can get it.
No, they made
They have to
it's the
run down the
opposite.
wires, and they got to run down the wires to your house, and the
You
person who
don't
builds the
have
house has to make sure that all the wires run correct so that you can be able to use that electricity, and then they have to provide that electricity via means such as
you said like they just
um
charging you for their services. They set up the
yeah,
systems to
that's
where you
exactly what it
have
is.
to do that though.
Yeah,
Like they set it up that way, but you can't have it to the point where you said it like it's just like a choice people make. Cause some people they
everything
really
is a
don't.
choice.
Oh no, and that's what they would say. That's what they would say because at the end of the day they're gonna say you chose to be enslaved. You chose this. This is a choice because you didn't have to. But the moment you
You
go
didn't
off
have
grid to
to
go
get it.
mind your business, shit gets weird. You have a lot more people going off grid now, right about now, because now people starting to like, you know what? Only because they sick of it. You got people going off grid or converting buses into homes because they tired of it. They are tired of it because they
I
see
mean,
how
you can
things are
buy
going.
it.
you can buy an acre of land and
You can,
build your own house and
you
use
can.
use candles or natural light and
Build your own
water filtration system
So this,
and
bro, is that okay? So do you plan on doing that one day so you can get completely out of the system?
no,
You know what I'm saying? So
I would not.
you would never go off grid.
no.
I plan on going semi off grid. Semi off
I
grid.
I mean, I do want a house that has solar panels and stuff like that,
But yeah, of
but
course.
I can't build a house. I
But
cannot I cannot install solar panels.
hmm
I cannot and I cannot create a water filtration system.
that's why I say the first peoples. I think that because I think they want us to believe that they stayed in like huts and stuff like that. I don't think that's the case because they used to have structures that were just that they would throw up and then get rid of, like the Chicago Fair type of vibe. And if you don't know about Chicago Fair, y'all, I don't know if we don't do an episode on it, which we probably will later on, because it's very interesting. I've always been intrigued by it, but y'all can look that up on your own time. For now, until we do an episode on it and give you more details. But yeah, they things are a whole lot easier than they lead, than we're led to believe. And when it boils down to it, it is a choice. It is a choice because you have people that have more than enough money to do so, but they just aren't aware of it though. It's a knowledge factor. And all of that is intentional. And that's the first thing they say is, well, you had a choice.
Mhm.
Which is not fair, bro. It's not fair at all.
How is it not fair?
It's not fair. Because people don't know what their options are. You can't tell someone they had a choice, but then they don't know what their options are. Cause
I
it's
mean,
not that easy. Everybody's not good at everything. Like everybody's not good at certain things. So
right.
people are
Mm,
going to take the more convenient route for them or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it is just the better option at that particular moment. Some options just aren't presented to you. So it's like, what choice did I actually have? Exactly.
You had the choice. You had two choices: to do it yourself, or to give somebody else currency to do it for you.
Okay, so what's the choice if I can't do it myself and if I don't want to pay someone else to end up paying them anyway? Even if you buy the house outright, you still paying. You still
Hmm.
paying for something.
Because
Bro,
somebody
you
bought
still
that.
gonna have to
Somebody
pay
had to make that
taxes.
house.
Bro, you get land, you build everything yourself, you still gonna be paying taxes. So you still not exactly off radar or off grid. Like you still paying somebody something. Somebody's still charging you to live your life.
Yep, you're still paying taxes on that land because with that land comes the opportunity to be able to call 911 if you have an emergency.
I should
With
be able to
that
call
land,
911 no matter what.
not
You
not
sound
if you're
like, you
not
know what?
not if you're not on American soil.
You sound like them.
I
You
mean,
sound like
I'm
them.
just laying out the facts. I'm just laying out the
No,
facts.
no,
An
no.
American police officer is not going to come to the aid of somebody who's not on American soil.
Why the hell would why would anybody what? Why would anybody call American emergency if they're not in America? Why would anyone call 911 if they're not in
It
America?
is.
It is
What are you
possible to
talking about?
it is possible to purchase land that will no longer belong to the United States of America. I mean, you're not going to get taxed on this land. It is possible to declare your land a sovereign area. But the thing is, when you
How
do that,
how
when
or
you
why?
do that, oh yeah, oh, it's a process. Trust me.
Cause
It's
that sounds
it's
interesting.
yeah, but you can do that. But you have to understand that when you do that, while you're not paying property taxes anymore, and this is just your land, the police ain't coming out to save you.
Wait a minute. So wait, whoa, whoa. So you saying you
Be-
still in America,
no,
but
you're
your
technically not
but
in
your
a.
land but
Your
your land
land is
is not in
surrounded
America.
by America. Your land is surrounded by America.
What the fuck? I
But
didn't
as
know
long
you
as
could do
you're
that.
on your property, you are not technically in America until you step off of your property.
Oh, okay. So
The
I did not
police,
know
like
that. Now
if
that
there's
makes more
something
sense.
crazy going on at your house or something like that, the police might pull up right outside your area, but they technically cannot step foot onto your sovereign land.
That sounds like a narcissist came up with that. That's something a narcissist would do. That's something a
They
narcissist
might.
would
They
do.
might.
And they'll probably sit there and just wait for you to step foot off that property so that they can say that you're in America now. But I mean, and then even still, if a crime is if an American crime is committed on your property during this, while you're in your sovereign area on your sovereign land, it it doesn't count against, it doesn't go against you in American court. So, like, say for instance, if I want to build a house and then just burn it down, nobody can say nothing to me. I did it on my land.
But this the
I did
thing
it
though.
on.
So that means if you come try to rob me, I can't call 911, but I can shoot the shit out you.
Exactly.
Well, that's fine. That's a nice little trade. I ain't got to answer
You
no
can't,
questions.
but
I ain't got to
no,
go to
you do.
court.
You still got to answer questions
Why?
because keep in mind,
We're not on.
you,
You're not.
you,
You're no longer on American soil.
and this is true, but you just shot an American.
So
So,
I'm
so
American.
while that, no, you're not American no more.
Wait a minute. Nah. So hold on. So I just gave up my citizenship as well.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you don't
also found me.
reside, you don't live
So
in America.
wait a minute.
You live in your
So
country or your area.
so that means I can make my own rules there.
Yeah, you can make your own rules.
Like how there's no extradition in certain places, I can have that as well. Like I can have it to the point where your laws mean nothing.
Yeah, on your on your land. Yeah,
Yeah, so you would have to come get me, and you're not.
but
You would have,
keep
first
it.
of all, you need to investigate and get evidence. Whoever came, if you came to try to rob me, I'm just gonna bury you out there. That's it.
There you
That
go.
ends that. That's over. They come looking. They come looking. Who gonna come look for someone who potentially was getting ready to rob somebody? So yeah, anybody gonna come looking for you? They ain't gonna know you was there because you came to rob me. You came to commit a crime, and in my particular country, off with your head, off with your head. So yeah,
And that's, I mean, but you have to keep in mind too. You're still doing harm to an American, even though that American crossed international lines in a sense,
which means that
which
probably
is
innocent,
and
and I'm gonna
which
make
is
that
a
illegal too.
crime
Penalty,
to America
penalty,
that
death.
is punishable by American law. You still outright
Mm-mm,
you
mm-mm,
still outright just killed an American. You think
mm-mm.
America's gonna take that lightly?
Yes, they ain't got no choice because that's the law on my land.
Keep in
You
mind
just said it yourself.
you were surrounded by America.
It don't matter.
Oh, it matters.
It
Let
don't
me run
matter.
a couple scenarios. Let me run a couple scenarios by you. Your land. Say you have 3 acres of land, and you make these 3 acres of land, your territory,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of better word. Your land needs water for you to be able to grow your crops.
So I'll buy land with water. Simple as that.
Once the water is gone, then what?
Who says it's gonna be gone?
Water doesn't just stay around forever. The crops use the water
Mm-hmm.
to
It
grow
rains.
so that you can
I have water collectors. It always rains.
you have water collectors
Yep.
on your 3 acres, and you feel as though you're going to be able to collect enough water
Yeah.
on your 3 acres of property
Yes.
to be able to continuously water these crops
Yes.
year round.
Yeah. It
No,
rains all the time. Like all you gotta do is have enough water collectors. You just gotta
enough
plan
water
for it.
collectors to keep
If
these
you
crops watered year
if you
round.
So that you can eat.
yeah, nature does that too. Like think about it. I'm the only one eating. I'm the only one eating. If I get land that has a natural source of water, I'm also using that and rainwater. When it rains naturally, that cuts off what I have to water. And I'm also going to collect rainwater as well.
A
So I
natural
have a lot of
source of water,
sources.
which means that the water is continuously being replenished, such as like a stream or a river
Yeah,
that technically flows through America that they can cut off.
they can try.
They can. They can build a huge dam to cut off your water source,
They could try. But I see in my
or they can just
land,
reroute it,
in my country,
which I'm pretty sure
that's
they would
against the
do
law
that. It's against
to
the law
attack me like
to
that. To attack
It's
me
a,
like that's an
no, they
attack.
didn't. They didn't attack you.
That is an attack.
They simply said that
First of all,
we
why
don't
would
want our
they?
resources running through your country, so we're gonna
Why?
reroute it
Why would they cut off my water supply?
because it's not yours, it's theirs.
But why would
It
they cut it
started
off?
on their land, so they're keeping their resources, and that's exactly what they're gonna tell you. If that river runs through your 3 acres, they're gonna build a dam, and they're gonna reroute that water to go around your 3 acres, and
Why
then
would they do
continue
that?
on U.S. soil because that's our water.
Not once I buy that particular land and make it sovereign. It's no longer yours. It's mine now.
No, the water that's currently there is yours. But the water that came through America, that's coming through American soil, that
Who
belongs
says it's
to
coming
America.
through there? It's just it starts on my land.
The
Therefore
river
it's
starts
mine.
on your land?
It starts on my land, therefore it's mine.
No.
They can cut off getting some of it. Cause why would I buy it and put myself in a situation if I'm trying to cut ties with America? I'm
I'm
not gonna
telling you,
put myself in a situation where they could do that.
if you draw it out, I can guarantee you'll see exactly why nobody does this.
So technically that means that they make it impossible. So you can't do that. Is what
Correct.
you're saying. Which means they do what? They taking that choice away. So you can't do that if you want to. Because
Now you
they
still have the choice to
automatically
do it, but
no, you
they're
don't.
not
Because
going to share with you.
that's what I'm
You're not,
saying.
we
They
don't
put
share
things
with
in
nobody
place.
for free.
But see,
We
that's the
don't
whole
share
point
with China for free. We don't share with Australia for free. We don't share with Canada for
that they say.
free.
So they say. So they say. It depends.
Everything comes at a price.
But see,
If
that's
you're
the
dealing,
problem.
and
That's my whole
that's the way of
point.
the world.
But that's my point.
You're not going to get
Exactly.
American resource. You're not going to be sitting here chilling in the middle of America getting American resources for the free.
That's my point. They
If
take
we're
away
selling
your
art,
options. They take away your options, but still say that you had a choice. No, I don't.
yeah, you did.
Because you're taking away my options. You just said it. Like, bro, you can't have it both ways. Like either you're gonna share the water, or you're not gonna share the water, but you're gonna not share the water on purpose so that I don't make a better life for myself.
I
Therefore,
mean,
you took away my choice to buy water and land and all this other good stuff, right? So I can't buy the river from you. I can't buy the land with the river, whatever you want to call it, from you. Because you
You can
don't
buy the
want
land
me
with
to
the
live
river.
without
but
you.
I'm going to keep my water.
Because you don't want me to live without you. It sounds very narcissistic. It's like, so you don't want me to live without you, but I can't live with you. So it's like you don't have a
I mean,
choice.
you
You
can live
don't
with me.
have
You
a
just chose not to.
choice. You don't have a choice. So pretty much that means that either you're gonna be with me or you're gonna struggle the rest of your life and whoever comes behind you is
I
gonna
mean,
struggle.
I wouldn't say that China's struggling. I wouldn't say that Australia's struggling. They made a choice not to be a part of us, and they're not struggling.
What are you talking about? I'm saying like just in America general, like we can't just it's not just that easy to not be a part of the system because they made it damn near impossible for you not to be.
I mean, you're choosing not to be a part of a system that surrounds you.
Cause it's like almost anyway, like I said, it's
If you do
better
the
in
same
certain
thing in any other
places.
country, it's going to be the same result.
That's why I say like at the end of the day, it's a world thing and not a country thing, and we gotta take the world back. It still goes back to what I was saying before. Cause they really don't give you that many options, bro. Especially if you're from somewhere else and you're trying to move somewhere else. It may be a language barrier. Like, don't get me wrong, you do have certain places that are just better. They're just better. The prices are better. Like, they treat their slaves better. It just period. Because everybody's damn near following almost the same system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still, I'm still not, I'm still on team, me. I have
I'm
not gotten
saying
convinced.
You have
I'm still,
options. It's just a
you
matter of
don't have, no.
you, you have
You
an
you
option.
think you do.
It's just a matter of if you're prepared to take what comes with it. Are you prepared
You're
to
gonna lack
Are you prepared to take
certain
what
things.
comes with it? Yeah, you're going to lack some things. Like I
Certain
mean,
things.
hey,
Like
I mean, we don't have enough. We don't have as much oil as some other countries got. Some other countries don't have as much gold as we have. Are you prepared? Are you prepared to walk down that road?
Hell yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. Living outside of America really opened my eyes, bro, to like the things that we do versus what other people do.
They have established government.
There's other people
They
that
have
really
health
like
care.
they really care about health. Like
They
their
have health
job is
care.
to
They
keep
have
you
government. They
from
have an
coming.
educational system. You don't have an educational system on
No.
your property. You don't have health
Like
care
their
on your
children
property.
are so advanced in other countries. And we wonder why they graduate differently or earlier or get into the field that they get into. It won't surprise you. Like you can hold full fledged conversations. Like I'm not going front. And not saying that you can't do that with children here in America because we do have some very smart, intelligent children here. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is their baseline is different from our baseline. Okay, like their baseline is complete. Their educational system completely different. Like the kids over there have more options. They have more options as far as just education in general, and they really be on some stuff that you probably just learned as an adult being in America that they've known since they were 9 or 10 years old. You talk to a 13-year-old, you think you like I know you got you kind of, and they look at you like what this is normal. Like what you mean? Like seriously, like okay, so me and my ex, right? My ex used to look like Wiz Khalifa. So we went to the movies, and the boy had stalked him, was talking to him or whatever because he looked like Wiz Khalifa. He's like, I really like Wiz Khalifa. He's a fan of him. Blah blah blah. So they were talking about that, and we ended up having a conversation with him. We was waiting to get our tickets and stuff, and then you got that little grace period before you go into the movie theater, and we getting snacks and stuff like that, and we were just talking, just talking to him or whatever. And he had a pretty good head on his shoulder. He was like 12 or 13, him and his friends. And I was like, he's having conversation. Mind you, I'm talking about Illuminati, all types of stuff that came up in this little 20 to 30 minute conversation. Cause we was asked like what type of movie you gonna go see, this, that, and the third, and it's just certain stuff like that they don't, look at or believe in. So we just dig a little deeper, and it was a very intelligent conversation. And once you start to really like get used to people and start just talking to people, like that's why I say if you're going to travel, talk to the people there. Talk to the people that are from there. If you're in a taxi, talk to your driver, bro. Learn something. Learn something from other countries. Cause man, listen, and they can learn something from you too. Like the kids are advanced. I learned that. And mind you, I lived over there for 7 years. Okay. So wasn't no vacation. I lived there. I actually lived there. So I had a lot of different people from different places. I mean, you go on vacation and meet people from so many different areas of the world. Like, and they are very intelligent, bro. Like they be laughing at us, man. They laugh at Americans. I'm not gonna front. The way we get angry or the way we judge other people, I realize that foreigners or people from other places, they don't really do that either. Like, don't get me wrong, everybody got their person, everybody got their little group that's not so, so nice or kind, but for the most part, it's kind of like an American ignorance thing, and it's like kind of like they know, like they expect an American, like they just expect it from an American. You know what I'm saying? And you'll take it as a diss or something if you don't watch yourself, because it's like they really don't mean no harm. It's just that sometimes they just know better. They just and they know that they think that we know. They don't realize that a lot of Americans don't have a clue. Cause look now, I done seen some Americans now on visa runs and stuff like that, where they act really entitled. And these people in these other countries, like, boy, if you gonna sit out, you're a joke. Your country's a joke. Like for real, bro. Like they're really in tune. They're really more so in tune with themselves, with their God, with their beliefs. Like they're the only place I know. Like when you go to these other countries, you have to respect certain things, or you'll get checked real quick. America, when you get here, bro, it's an open playground. No one cares about nothing. It's free. It's just like it's like wild animals.
Nothing but themselves.
It's just open. It's
Free
like
game.
It's like everybody else is like in their nice little category. We're just that folder where you don't know where to put none of that shit at. Like it's just open. It's just everything. But see, that also makes us like. I'm not gonna lie, you still gonna have a great time depending on where you are in America too. Cause that also makes us great. Is because of how open we are. And so we don't have a lot of stigmas. We don't have a lot of, we don't have a lot of judgments when it comes to certain things, like because we're so wild and carefree, I would say. But yeah, bro, it just hits different. It hits a whole lot different. And you realize like, damn, they really don't teach us. They really don't teach like, bro, you either feeling like a bobblehead or airhead around these people sometimes. It's like, man, like they do have a little bit more structure, I would say. Like, depending on the person, of course, because like I said, everybody has their people that's not so. So yeah. But at the end of the day, our conclusion, because we're about to end this. Um, yeah, we're about to end this here. Cause I need to eat. We're about to end this here, bro. But conclusion is I see what you're saying, but I'm still team me. I still I just feel like it's a facade that is I feel like it's an inside joke between them. I feel like it's a game, and the only time they take it seriously is when they see us starting to become better or to catch on to certain things. Like I really because they pushing it, bro. They pushing it, and I don't think they're gonna stop pushing it until we snap, which is right around the corner. Because we're not gonna take but so much. Because everybody getting tired at this point. Even rich people, everybody getting tired. But everybody's gonna come together pretty soon. Because we're like, okay, that's enough. That's enough with the games and the playing with me. Like seriously, I see everybody getting to that point soon. Like this ain't just one of those. Oh, in a few years we'll be. No, it ain't gonna be a few years. It's right around the corner. But mark my words, y'all. It's right around the corner. Remember, I said it here. It's right around the corner.
Yep.
Mr. Curry.
Another government shutdown is right around the corner.
It's gonna be shut down, all right. It's gonna be shut
Bro.
down, all right. Like we taking stuff back, and then it's like once we, cause it don't usually, once something happens in a country or in a particular area, it usually doesn't spread. I think this is one of those things that will be worldwide, though.
What a worldwide government shutdown?
Not no, not necessarily that. I'm just saying as far as just change in general. I don't. I think it's gonna spread quite vastly. I think it's gonna spread quickly. Cause like all it takes, cause it's like everybody has eyes on America, bro. Not ain't gonna lie to you. Like we don't know about a lot of other people, but it's almost as if everybody else knows about us.
Yeah,
So it's
because we put
like,
all our business out there, and we
cause
already
it's
put
like,
other people's business.
which is good though, because once we liberate ourselves and start taking stuff back and holding people accountable, everybody else is gonna do the same. If they're not doing it now, to be honest, because they don't let us play with others. they
Mm-mm.
don't they don't let us to play with others, bro. Because you end up realizing you save your American chick for a year and be done move to a whole other country and live like a king or a queen out there. But yeah, but I think it's not enough though. Running away, going off grid, and all this other stuff, it's not enough at this point. Now it's time for us to just go ahead and nip this in the bud.
I'm with you there.
So yeah, y'all. That's our little rant for today. So love and light to all of you guys. Make sure you guys tune in to our TikTok, which is at podcast underscore is pudding's tea. Miss Curry, do you have anything? Now we talked about this now.
Information.
If not, just say no.
Oh yeah, I always got something.
Yeah, you do. What you got, Mr. Curry?
Pay attention to
Where
what.
your money going?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Look very closely as to where your money is going,
Look very
and
closely, bro.
decide for yourself what what's
Make
going
better
on.
decisions. Make better decisions. Because a lot of us have had the money to change our lives 10 times. We just didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't know it. If I knew then what I know now, I would have, well, I would have flipped a whole lot. I would have flipped a whole lot of it. But it's an educational thing. It's a knowledge thing. That's the only difference between you and someone who has accomplished these particular goals is knowledge. Because they probably even started off with having less than you. But it's that knowledge factor. Research, bro. Research everything. Ideas pop up in your mind, man. Research them. You just never know what they're gonna lead to.
You know it.
You just never know. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
See you later.